This right here is the Jackal Riser. Guys, this lure has been out for a couple of years. It's been made more public, more in probably 2 to 3 years. There's YouTube videos on it. There's pros using it in tournaments. And guys, I'm going to share with you how this right now is the time to throw this lure. It's a very, very versatile lure. A lot of different ways to throw it, a lot of different places to put it at. But guys, I'm going to share with you how in a recent fishing trip, actually a couple of recent fishing trips, how this has been a factor and has caught fish that other lures has not, guys. So I'm going to share with you my experience with this bait. I'm going to go through the gear. I'm going to talk about the areas. And one lake that I'm going to show footage from is from Lake DeGray down here in the central part of Arkansas, guys. Welcome to the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. I am Coach E. Jimmy Easterling is my real name, but guys, I go by Coach. Thank you for tuning along in today's video. We do a variety of content on videos where I talk about baits like this or techniques, show fish catches. I do the live scope footage. I've done a couple videos without live scope, and I'm about to do some more, okay? I'm about to go back to those type of videos, guys. But let's talk about the Jackal Riser and my history with the Jackal Riser, okay? So guys, this bait, I remember hearing about this bait 2-3 years ago. And I know it's probably out before that. It's a Japanese, Jackal's a Japanese company. And so it was over there, one of those Japan baits, guys, to where like they do stuff, man, over there that we kind of like take their ideas and come over here. And they do some pretty cool techniques. And this was one of them, okay? So this bait right here, you see it's a small little minnow bait. And this is the 007. Here's the box. 007 is the more popular one. There's like a 009 and an 8, but like I've never seen them in my hands, but I've seen them on like eBay and things. So anyway, but this is the one that's popular. It's easier to get now, and that's one thing I was gonna share. Like 2-3 years ago, I couldn't get one, and I saw how these guys were fishing them and where, and I was like, that wouldn't work for my lake where I was fishing. And during that time too, it was just we'll talk about some tackle in a minute, but during that time I was throwing more bigger baits, fishing places with bigger fish, and I just kind of wasn't in the finesse game like I am now. So recently I got finally, there was some in the tackle store, got them, and man, I have regretted not having these dudes. Okay, so for me it's kind of a newer deal just to share with you guys. So, but guys, like I said, 2-3 years ago, I heard about it being used productively on some of these lakes where I'm at, other lakes across the country. And so now, guys, we're going to get, like I said, it's kind of a deal. But if you look at it, middle style kind of bait. It's a smaller looking jerk bait, okay? But the bill is up. What that bill up does is when it does sink slow backwards a little bit. But when you reel it, it goes across the top of the water in a little sporadic action. It looks like a dying small bait fish, okay? And one thing you think about this bait where I've been catching fish with it is in schooling fish or fish that are under the surface that are even not schooling, but this little guy triggers them into coming out and attacking them, okay? So guys, when they're up on the surface breaking and you throw your lure, typically you might be able to catch a fish with it, but when you can't, and they're eating small bait fish, this is one of those lures. Or like, guys, I want to show you footage of later in the video. I even got a footage of a point where there's a grass on the point, and then the grass has that defined edge. They're sitting on that grass edge. I threw other lures at them, threw the jig head minnow at them, I threw a hover rig at them. They didn't eat it. Then guess what? I threw this at them. Wham! They came after it. And then that was my beginning part of that day to where they would not stop eating this thing. It was just when I figured it out that day, like, hey, this is what they wanted it. Also, I was going out there off these points in these creeks where there were fish swimming around that would be breaking, but they were not breaking. I would get them triggered with this guy. But you don't just got to chase schooling fish with this, guys. You can throw this up and down the bank. They got brim colors of this. It can look like a dying brim just going across the water like something else is chasing it. And then a bass, will come by, think something else is going to eat it, and then it eats it instead. So there's many different ways and places where you can fish this bait. It is not just an open water bait. There was a tournament last weekend on Lake DeGray. I couldn't fish it because I was busy, and I don't really fish many tournaments anyway, but it was a no live scope tournament. Guys, I wanted to go fish it, and this was going to be my lure. Like, I already knew I could fish these points and do this without that live scope and catch these fish with this, guys. It's one of those tools, okay? So just to think, if you're over here like, oh, it's just a live scope deal. No, this is not a live scope bait, okay? This can be fished anywhere, okay? It could be fished off the edge of those grass that's out of the water. It could be fished, like I said earlier, on rock banks, rock points. We have the fall upcoming. That fall transition is about to be happening. Guys, another place, edge of docks, okay? You could throw this thing, and like I said, you're going to be reeling this thing down the side of docks. They could be under it. They can come up and eat it. I just see so many opportunities with this, okay? Guys, this is the color I have right now RT Minnow. I mean, at the bait shop I was at, they had a brim color. They had this color, and I was, I wish I had bone. A buddy of mine has some custom painted. I have one that's beat up so bad right now you can't even tell what color it was, so I'm going to I might get that one custom painted. Shouldn't tell you all that, but anyway, I'm throwing this, guys, on a spinning tackle. It's a smaller lure. Spinning tackle helps. Now, this is not the one that's beat up real bad, but this one has caught some fish, as you could tell. I mean, it's kind of beat, it's beat up a little bit. But I'm throwing on 7-1 medium light level NGX series. Guys, so level was the new rod. Got the new rod, the best new rod of the year on Tackle Warehouse, not Tackle, by Tackle Warehouse at iCast. Been throwing these rods for over a month now. Love them. Now, this is a 7-1. I would probably recommend a longer rod. Level's about to come out with a 7-4 eventually, and I would say that 7-4 would help. But even with the 7-1 and with the line set up how it is, you can make far casts with this thing. You'd be surprised how far casts. Now, I'm throwing, guys, I believe this is 15-pound Zing, I can't say the word, Katana braid. It's a newer braid, not line company that I've been testing, and I've very enjoyed it. I've caught fish with them, not had any problems. I'm throwing it on 10-pound leader. That is the Zine, hopefully I'm saying it right. I forgot the fluorocarbon name, but it's a 10-pound name. I'll show you pictures about there and put all that in the description, okay? I probably should know that a little better, but I'm not the best with words sometimes, so I gotta, I mess up the words, guys. Remember, I was a math teacher. I like numbers. I don't like letters and things. So, and so, guys, I'm going 15-pound braid to 10-pound leader, okay? And that I'm doing a longer leader. You don't gotta do as long of a leader. I've kind of started to shorten up my leader just to test it at times, just with casting and catching fish. But this is on my rod with my longer leader. Okay, guys, so that is just a couple things about the riser. Now we're going to go into some fish catches with it, and then we're going to go into the Faith Juice segment. That's how you do it. He's acting bad, isn't he? Because he is bad. There we go. Another bad black. Okay, guys, welcome to the Faith Juice segment here. I'm excited about this one today. It's actually something that's probably hard for us men, and ladies too, but I do have ladies that watch, but it's hard for us men on this one, okay? So, but before that, I want to share one way you can help me and support me and my businesses and support the YouTube channel is by being a part of my support team with Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I'm starting my ministry in the outdoor segment where I'm going to be going into schools. I'm going to be finding these kids that fish and hunt, be a part of the outdoors. I'm going to do my best of mentoring, discipling. It's going to be more than me just taking kids fishing. We're going to have events for these kids to come to where there's so much we're going to do with this. It's something new for Arkansas, for this area. And guys, I'm looking for people that can help be a part of my team to support me in this ministry. It can be $10 a month, $25 a month, $50 a month, $100, whatever you feel faithfully to give. My information of that is down in the description, but before you give, I'd like to talk to you. I have some people that just gave, and I've not met them, but I'd like to visit with you via lunch, breakfast, or if you're out of the state, we can do a Google Meet. So my information is down below. Send me a message on my Facebook page, and my link is down there as well. But guys, now let's get into this part of the Faith Juice segment today. Okay, so this thing I'm going to talk about is controlling your thoughts, okay? And I mean controlling your thoughts, as in, like, even today, I'm filming this in the morning. I had my day was planned, right? And all of a sudden, that plan just got slapped, all right? So my plan was to film this in the morning, go get a haircut, and then I had meetings. Well, I've already had like a lunch meeting rescheduled. Then I had another lunch meeting rescheduled. Then I had a meeting this afternoon rescheduled. So like my day is all of a sudden out of whack. And I want to be negative on it. I want to be like, man. But guys, one thing about it is, in this world today, we have so much negativity, so much going on. You turn the news on, all this, and it wears us down. And we have to keep a mindset that's positive. And not just positive, but guys, I'm going to talk about controlling in other ways. Controlling your mind. If, let's say we're guys, we like to look at women, we got to control our mind to not look at them in the lustful way. We can, if we got to control and and it's a way to teach it. It's hard, but you got to control your mind if it's turning away or not looking here or not thinking negative things or thinking bad things of that nature. And it could be other things too. It could be judgmental. It could be hear someone talking about you. It could hear drama. There's so much, being a part of just the negative drama or the gossip of your town, the gossip of your work. There's ways to control your mind to get out of it or to push it. I'm going to share some quotes real quick that I think are pretty neat quotes. God's cure for evil thinking is to fill our minds with that which is good. It's a pretty good one. Here's another quote. I like this one. The mind is like a clock that is constantly running down. It has to be wound up daily with good thoughts. That one kind of hit, right? Here you go. Your thoughts are the determining factor as to whose mode you are conformed to be. Control your thoughts and you control the direction of your life. Okay, guys? So take those quotes in. Hopefully this will help you this upcoming week on controlling your thoughts. It's something to work on. Every one of us can work on. Appreciate it. Thank you for checking out the Faith Juice segment and being part of the Fishing Coach YouTube channel.